ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஸ்ரீ பகவத்கீதா 13th chapter, Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yogam is the title for this chapter. Bhagavan is talking about Atma and Shariram. Atma is known as, Shariram is known as Kshetram. Prakriti is here represented through the Shariram, body. And this Shariram is known as Kshetram. And Atma, who is inside the Shariram and who knows about this Shariram, is known as Kshetrajna. So Bhagavan initially explained about Kshetram, and then he talked about the qualities which are required for self-realization, and then he spoke about the true nature of self. That was until 18th shlokam. Now we will be seeing 4 shlokams, 19th to 22nd shlokam. These shlokams talk about, Bhagavan talk about the bondage in which the Atma is entrapped in this material world. He talks about that. We are going to see the meanings for these 4 slokams now. Bhagavad Ramanuja has given beautiful Sanskritam commentary named Shri Gita Bhashyam. Vedanta Acharya has given Tatparya Chandrika, which is another Sanskritam commentary. Puttur Sri U.A. Krishnaswamy Iyengar has given beautiful Tamil explanation for Bhagavad Gita in a very elaborate manner using these 2 Vyakhyanams, 2 commentaries. He has also provided word by word meanings in Tamil. We have translated that into English, and with the help of this we are going through the meanings for, simple meanings for Bhagavad Gita. There are lots of deep principles which need to be learned from scholars in a very deep manner. We are just getting the basic explanation for Gita shlokams here. Now we will start with 19th shlokam. Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidyanadi Ubhavapi Vikaramscha Gunamschaiva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavan. In this shlokam, Bhagavan is explaining about Mula Prakriti and Jivatma and how they have been together in this samsara. Oftentimes we think that the Jivatma may have come from somewhere else, but Krishna here explains that Jivatma, who is present in this samsara, in the material world, has been here since time immemorial. There is no beginning for time. Atmas have no date of creation. They have always existed. Similarly, Prakriti has always been in existence, and the connection between Atma and Prakriti is also eternal, time immemorial. There is way to end it, and there is a way to reach Bhagavan in Paramapadam and eternally enjoy and serve him there. But right now the Atma is in bondage in this samsara, and this has been the way since time immemorial. That is explained in this shlokam. Let us see the word by word meanings. Prakritim cha, Mula Prakriti, that is primordial matter. Purusham api ubhau eva, and Jivatma, both anadi vidhi, know them to be together since time immemorial. Vikarancha, changes such as liking, hatred, etc., which are the cause for bondage in this samsaram. Gunancha eva, and the qualities such as amanitvam, adambitvam, all those qualities which were explained here in previous slokams, and which are the cause for liberation. Both of these, Prakriti Sambhavan Vidhi, know them to be born in this material realm. So Bhagavan is telling Arjuna that the qualities or the changes, that is, we like certain things and we hate certain things, these changes in mind and body, these are the cause for bondage in this samsaram. And the qualities, the good qualities, noble qualities, which are required for liberation, both of these, the qualities, the changes causing bondage and qualities causing liberation, they are all born in this material realm. They are all happening from here only. Understand that, says Bhagavan in this shlokam. Next, 20th shlokam. Karya karana kartrutve hetuhu prakritir uchyate purusha sukha dukkhanam bhoktrutve hetur uchyate. In this shlokam, Bhagavan is explaining that any activities, any actions, those actions are executed through the body and the sense organs. And any resulting joy or sorrow, that is experienced by Jivatma, and that experience is caused by Jivatma himself, not by the body. Because without the Jivatma, body has no value. There is no action in the body. So this principle is explained here. Let us see the word by word meaning. Karya karana kartrutve, for the actions which are done by the body and 11 sense organs. That is mind, 5 karmendriyams, that is sense organs of action, and sense organs of knowledge, jnanendriyam. All these 11 senses put together, and body, actions done by the body and these senses. Prakritihi, Prakriti which is pervaded by the Atma, Hetuhu, as the cause. So know that this Prakriti, the matter, the Shariram, is the cause for all the actions which are done by the body and the sense organs. So even though Atma is thinking about it, it is Atma's sankalpam, will, but still execution is done by body which has Atma in it, and hence the body which has the Atma in it is the cause for those actions. Uchyate is explained by elders, is explained in Shastram. That is the first part. And then Purushaha, Jivatma, Sukha Dukkhanam Bhoktrutve, for experiencing joys and sorrows. Hetuhu, as the cause, by being the abode of such experiences. Uchyate is explained. Jivatma being the abode of all such resulting joy and sorrow is to be understood as the cause, because without the Jivatma, such joy or sorrow cannot be enjoyed by the body on its own. Hence, the Jivatma is to be understood as the cause for the joy and sorrow. For the actions, body is the cause. For the resulting joy and sorrow, Jivatma is the cause. Now, the next shlokam, it is divided into 2 parts. Purushaha prakritisto hi bhunkte prakritijan gunan. In this first part, Bhagavan is asking a question about what is very well observable and well known. Let us see. Prakritistaha, being connected to matter. Purushaha, Jivatma. Prakritijan, caused by such connection. Gunan, Sai or Jaro, which are derived through gunas, qualities such as Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Bhunktehi, is he not enjoying? So Bhagavan is asking, isn't the Jivatma being connected to matter, enjoying the sorrow or joy which are derived through gunas, qualities such as Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, which are caused by such connection? So here Bhagavan is saying that gunas are the cause for joy and sorrow. When someone is in Sattva Gunam, they will engage in good, noble acts, and that will result in joyful results. Similarly, when someone is in Rajogunam, they may act in a way which will lead to sorrow. So, being connected to matter, is it not understandable obviously that Jivatma is enjoying the results, that is joy and sorrow, which are derived by the qualities. So that is the first part. So here again Bhagavan is emphasizing that the joy and sorrow are enjoyed by Jivatma. Isn't that obvious? Because we are seeing when the Jivatma is present in the body, it is the Jivatma who is enjoying the joy and sorrow. when the Jivatma leaves the body, then there is no reaction in the body. So it is obvious that Jivatma is enjoying the results. The second part of the shlokam, Karanam Guna Sangosya Sadasadyoni Janmasu. How one gets higher birth or lower birth is explained here. Asya, for this Purusha, Atma, Sat Asat Yoni Janmasu, for being born in higher birth, such as Deva, celestial, etc., or lower births, such as animal, plant. Karanam, cause. Guna Sangaha, the attachment towards joy and sorrow, which are caused by Sattva, Rajas, Tamo qualities. So, Sattva, Rajo, Tamo gunams, these cause joy and sorrow, and we have attachment towards these joy and sorrows. So it is because of this attachment towards joy and sorrow, which are caused by Sattva, Rajo, Tamo gunas, the Atma is taking birth in higher birth or lower birth. We have seen already previously that when an Atma leaves the body, whatever at the last moment the Atma is thinking about, depending on his karma as well, he will get that particular birth. Here same principle is explained. Depending on one's attachment towards joy and sorrow caused by these gunas, one will acquire the higher birth or lower birth. Higher birth is human birth or celestial birth, where the consciousness and awareness is higher. In animal and plants, the consciousness and awareness is much lesser compared to human and celestial beings. Hence, in this shlokam, Bhagavan explains that it is again obvious that one is getting higher birth or lower birth according to one's joy and attachment towards one's joy and sorrow, which are caused by Sattva, Rajo, Tamo qualities. And the final shlokam in this sequence is 22nd shlokam. Upadrashtanumantacha Bhartha Bhoktha Maheshwaraha Paramatmeti Ichchapyukto Dehesmin Purushaha Paraha. Here, how Atma is celebrated, glorified, is identified in this shlokam by Bhagavan in comparison to body, Shariram. So, Asmin Dehe, present in this body, Paraha Purushaha, this Atma which has infinite knowledge and power. Atma by nature has infinite knowledge and it has great power, but due to being bound in this body, his knowledge is not expanded. Such Atma is known as Upadrashta. He is acting upon seeing the body. He is triggering all the actions. Anumanta, he is allowing and meditating the actions of the body. Without his permission, the body cannot function. As the body cannot act on its own, Atma has to meditate upon it, and Atma has to allow such action. Bharta, supporting it. Bharta, generally we know Bharta as husband, but the root meaning for Bharta is one who supports, one who holds. So here Atma is the one who is holding up the body. Once the Atma leaves, the body falls down. So hence he is known as Bharta. He is also known as Bhoktha. Bhoktha means enjoyer. He is the one who is enjoying the joy or sorrow resulting from the actions of the body. Ultimate enjoyment or sorrow is for the Atma. Maheshwaraha, being the great Lord for his own body, senses and mind. He is the controller for his body, his senses, his mind and all of that. And he is also known as Paramatma, being the great soul. Here Paramatma doesn't mean that he is Bhagavan himself. Maheshwaraha doesn't mean that he is Bhagavan himself. But here it is in context of body. In comparison to the body, he is known as the great soul. He is known as the very powerful Atma, who is greater than body, senses and mind. Because Achetana, all these body, all the senses, mind, all of these are Achetana principles, which come under the 24 Achetana entities, and hence he is known as Paramatma, who is greater than body, senses and mind, which are all achetana entities, but Atma is Chetana, conscious, sentient. Iti chapi uktaha. This he is explained in this manner. So Atma is explained in this manner as the one who is acting, who is allowing or meditating, who is supporting, who is enjoying the results, who is the great Lord for the body, senses and mind, and who is the great soul, who is greater than his own body, senses and mind. So with these four slokams, Bhagavan explains how Atma and body are connected, the relationship between them. In the subsequent sections, we will see more such principles explained by Bhagavan. Alvar Emberumanar, Jiyar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam, Jiyar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam.
To learn such valuable information about our Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, please download Koyil, Koyil app from Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Our website is koyil.org, koyil.org.